Hello in TV Land. Alors bonsoir et bienvenue à un autre épisode de Vintage Kids. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Vintage Kids. This is episode number 13. Ceci est l'épisode numéro 13. Incroyable mais vrai, ça fait déjà 13 semaines que nous sommes ensemble, les mardis soirs. Mais c'est incroyable. Alors, yeah, it's already the 13th episode of the Vintage Kids, and I think that things are going pretty well. So, I hope that everyone is doing fine this week. J'espère que tout le monde va bien cette semaine. As usual, in French and in English, as the best I can do. Je vais faire évidemment en français et en anglais, comme je fais habituellement le mieux que je peux. This week, we're gonna end. This is the third part, part 3 of the vintage line Kenner action figures, the 92 figures that came out during 1977 all the way to 1985 with the power of the Force. Hey, Joe, what's up, man? Pete Artwell, yeah, I'm your favorite sexy Canadian. And I'm wearing something tonight. It's a regular night, you know. So I hope everyone's doing great. It's good to see you guys. As usual, if you have any questions during this live, go ahead. Si vous avez des questions tout au long du podcast, ça va me faire plaisir de vous répondre. Je vais essayer vraiment de passer à travers les dernières figurines qui nous restent. Il n'en reste pas tant que ça. I'm going to do my best to go all the way through the last figures that we have to see. Of course, we're going to see the last 17, which is the big lineup for as value and as rareness. Donc, on va voir les 17 derniers. I guess you're wearing something. Yeah, I know. You have a question? Go ahead, Pete. But you have to say it in French. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Boxers or brief? Well, it depends. Which one do you prefer? Yeah, so je vais faire de mon mieux pour essayer de passer à travers toutes les 17 last 17, mais évidemment, vous comprendrez que je ne les ai pas sous la main. You'll probably understand that I don't have all the last 17 on hand, so I'll have to show you some action figures using cardboards because, to be honest with you, I don't have the money to pay myself a Han Solo in carbonite. But we're going to see everyone that is still missing from the line that we did not watch, or did not go through. On va voir tout ceux qu'on n'a pas encore vu. Donc, c'est ça. Si, encore une fois, vous avez des questions, allez-y. Ne vous gênez pas. Ça va faire plaisir. Betcha Pete does. Is wearing something or... yeah, he's probably wearing something. Pete is always wearing something. He's wearing, like, his personality and his manly man horror. Is it something that we can say in English? I know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, as Pete said, I'm a sexy Canadian. My English is not 100%. Donc, nous allons continuer. La semaine dernière, la dernière figurine que nous avons vue ensemble, the last one that we saw last week was Weekway. Figures. Oh yeah, well, yeah. Okay. See, my mind is not working always right, but yeah, trying to do my best here. Okay, so last week, the last one that we saw was Weekway, and as usual, I'm going to try to put my camera over here because I'm still using Facebook as a way to do this live, and as you can see, there's a little wink to our friend Moose. So Moose Vader, cool as a moose. I think I've sent one just like that to Kirk, and I think it's Carol that got this one. Anyway, doesn't matter. I sent them a gift a few months ago. The first one that we are going to see tonight is our friend Thomas Fagan. Believe it or not, they did a great action figure of our friend Thomas Fagan that we've talked about last week. Hey, the Duffer! The old Duffer! Yeah, that's an amazing shirt, man. That's really like when I saw it. Well, I was in Quebec City, and there's a store that is called the Moose, and a moose store. I don't remember exactly the name. So I went there, and I was hoping to find some. Salut François. Uh, I was trying to find some stuff that I could send to Kirk and to Moose, and this shirt came up, and I think it glows in the dark. But anyway, I did not try it yet. Allô Sylvie, comment ça va? Il semble qu'on vient juste de se parler. Bon, fait que comme je vous dis, je vais essayer de le faire toujours en français, en anglais pour ceux qui se demandent là, comment ça se fait que je parle en anglais. Hey, c'est juste en anglais. Non, non, ne vous inquiétez pas. As usual, comme d'habitude, ça va être half and half. Je fais toujours de mon mieux. Donc, la première figurine, c'est une figurine qui est pas mal cool parce que celle-là, elle a quand même plusieurs détails et c'est ce qui la rend un petit peu intéressante. On a un ami en commun avec plusieurs des gens qui sont sur le groupe. We have a friend that really got his focus on this action figure. His name is Thomas, and we've talked about him last week. On a parlé de lui la semaine dernière. C'est un professionnel dans les armes. Il est capable de voir, juste en voyant une arme, il est capable de dire, on veut en espagnol aussi, por favor, muy, muy. Je pourrais peut-être le faire en German, mais I'm not really good with my German, so I'm going to have to take some courses. Donc, our friend Thomas is able to identify any kind of weapon, Star Wars weapons, and he's the king. I mean, he's really like top notch, an incredible guy, very funny, and very friendly as well. And this guy really loves the squid head. So this is Squidhead, our friend Squidhead. The cool thing is that they brought this character, well, not exactly this one, but the species back in the Mandalorian. Ce qui est vraiment cool, c'est qu'ils ont ramené cette espèce-là. What is your favorite action, well, vintage figure? Well, that's a good question. I think we're going to see one. Hey, Jim, what's up? No, you're not late. Don't worry. You know, I always blab. I talk way too much. You're never late, man. My favorite one, I would have to say that we're gonna see him, I think, tonight, and it's this guy. I really, really love this figure, and I'm gonna talk about it later on. But of course, I'm a big Boba Fett fan. But I think my favorite one, I always had something for the troopers, and last week we've talked about all the variation of the stormtrooper that they did, the snow trooper, they did the driver and everything. But for me, I don't know, the concept of this one, the helmet, the suit, the fact that they're driving motorcycles, I think that was my favorite. I remember that I was playing way too much time with this one when I was a kid. Donc, notre ami Pete m'a demandé quelle figurine que c'était ma préférée. Puis je pense vraiment que c'est le Scout Trooper. Mais on va le voir un petit peu tantôt. Donc, on revient à notre ami Thomas Fagan, donc le Squid Head. Ce qui est vraiment cool avec le Squid Head, évidemment, c'est une figurine qui vient avec une cape, avec une petite jupe, avec un beau petit gun et aussi une belle petite ceinture ici. Donc, c'est une figurine qui était quand même complète. It's an action figure that did not only come with a gun, it came with a lot of stuff. So, hey, Greg Marshall. It's fun to have you guys here tonight. You're always welcome. And as usual, if you're not watching this live, don't worry. You can always ask questions about what I'm saying tonight. And I'm always there to answer your question. Arson. And now I put all the vintage kids on our Yoda's Workshop YouTube page. So if you missed one or you want to go back and watch one that you've liked, they're all on YouTube. So that was our first action figure. Great action figure. Great details on the face. And it's funny because if you guys are into Pirate of the Caribbeans, it really made me think about the bad guy in the I don't remember which one because I'm not a big Pirate of the Caribbean guy, but I know that he really looks like the baddie with the squid thing. So that is our friend Squidhead. Up next, we have General Meedeen. General Meedeen is the dude that we see in Return of the Jedi, and the funny thing about this character is that he was not supposed to be there as much. It was supposed to be Akbar that did most of the scenes. So, did I miss Bruce Wayne review? No, you're okay. No, you did not miss it. Well, not yet. Yeah, not yet. So the thing is, yeah. So if you go and watch the deleted scenes in the Return of the Jedi, you're gonna see that Meedeen was supposed to be played. His character was supposed to be Akbar most of the time, but they included him for more scenes, and of course, this guy got the worst haircut in the galaxy, and they did really. It's pretty out of focus, but I think there's too much light. Let me see. Oh no! Are you okay, guys? Sorry about that. So yeah, I think that this guy got the worst haircut in the galaxy. So maybe if I put black behind, might be more on focus, but hey, doing my best. Anyway, so this guy, I mean, I don't know why. Davy Jones. Et voilà, c'est en plein ça, le pirate. Exactement, André. I was talking about Davy Jones for the Squidhead action figure. Yeah, so this guy, regular Joe, and not a bad actor, but I mean, worst haircut in the galaxy, that's for sure. Something different about this action figure, it did not come with a gun. His weapon was like a staff, a white staff. I don't have one on hand. On hand, whatever. J'en ai pas avec moi. Il venait avec une espèce de bâton blanc au lieu de venir avec un gun. Chill with my MSC. Yes, exactly. So, don't forget the mini games, by the way, guys. I won't be mad if you see a mini game pop up and you go play. Don't worry about that. So this was our friend General Meedeen. Up next is Mr. Bib Fortuna. I don't have a loose Bib Fortuna. Well, I don't have one with the cloak, with the complete with the dress, so I've taken my mint on card one. Sadly, this one, there's a hole on the top and the staff is gone. So this is our friend Bib Fortuna. We were lucky to have him back at the end of Mandalorian and well, in the beginning of the book of Boba Fett, and we saw that COVID did not really work well with him. He really got fat and stuff, like most of us. And well, I'm talking for myself. So I think it just bumped my head. Oh, Pete, I hope you're okay, man. So yeah, that's Bib Fortuna. Great action figure because well, that was one of my good ones because in the movie I really enjoyed the fact that they did something with the stuff that rolls all over his head. It's a Twi'lek, so really enjoyed that, the fact that they did a great job on this. So it was a pretty cool action figure. C'était une des figurines que j'ai trouvé quand même assez cool parce que je tripais sur le fait qu'il y avait comme des espèces de trompes qui sortaient dans l'arrière de la tête, puis évidemment de la façon qu'il parlait, and the fact of the way that he talked, using his hand like with his nails, and I mean it was a pretty cool character, and they brought him back, so it was a great idea to bring him back. Next up is our friend Reese. It's funny because if you consider the fact that they did so many action figures in the days, But during the movie, we did not have their names. C'était assez particulier parce qu'on écoutait le film, on voyait les figurines, après ça, les personnages. Et puis après, les figurines sortaient, puis on avait la chance après de voir comment ils s'appelaient. So it was interesting to have their names afterwards because, like, we've seen the guy, the character in the movie, but we had no idea what was the name of that character. So with the card backs and with the fact that they came out with all the listings, like they did over here, you could get their names and you would know which character. And oh my God, that's Reese. That's a great character. They did a great job with the three penises, the three eyes, sorry, on his face. Really thought that this guy was pretty weird, pretty cool. The big difference with this one, well, a bit like Meedeen, un peu comme Meedeen. Son arme, his weapon was not a regular one. Was like I think I have one over here. Anyway, I'm not gonna stand up and try to find one, but I'm way too lazy. So the weapon that we got with this figure was not a regular weapon. So it was not a blaster or it was something different, and that's a great thing about all the Jabba's Palace action figures. Hey, Chris, what's up? Good to see you, man. So yeah, so that's Reese. Pretty nice. I think that they did a great job with his hands. His hands are pretty awesome. It looks like he's wearing some kind of, I don't know, construction gloves or great hands. Donc, ouais, j'ai toujours trouvé que ses mains étaient pas mal cool. C'est comme s'il portait des. C'est comme s'il avait des grosses mains enflées, là, un peu comme moi, là, genre, des gros doigts. Là. You would have probably a lot of problems using his iPhone. Okay. Up next, we're done with a page. Le suivant, ben justement, on en parlait. We're talking about this guy. This is our friend, the Scout Trooper. Pete asked me earlier if which action figure was my favorite, and I think that's the one because I was saying that I really love the all the variations or all the edition of the Stormtroopers that they did. J'ai toujours trippé sur Stormtrooper puis de voir qu'ils sont vraiment tous différents, un peu pour l'usage qu'ils ont. Donc le TIE Fighter Pilot, le AT Driver, le Snow Trooper, le Regular Stormtrooper, and I probably forgot another one. But well, even the ERG. If you read the history of the ERGs at the beginning, if I remember correctly, you could read that the ERGs are actually like really well trained stormtroopers. Donc, il disait même que les Royal Guards de l'Empereur étaient comme des stormtroopers qui étaient comme vraiment très, très, très bien entraînés. Puis c'était pour ça qu'ils étaient assez hot pour pouvoir s'occuper de l'Empereur. When the episode 3 came out, is it in episode 3? Yeah, I think in episode 3, what I really enjoyed also is all the other versions that we were able to see as clone troopers. Well, pilots and AT-ST. I don't remember the mini walkers on. It's not Mustafar. Is what's the planet of the Wookiees? Snowtrooper is amazing, man. And Greedo, he looks great. He's not loved enough, Greedo. I think it's like it's like Thomas. He's not loved enough. I love you, Thomas Fagan. So that's the Biker Scout. What I really enjoyed about this guy is the fact that the helmet looks amazing. I don't know. I'm always wearing a cap. Even as a kid, I usually always wore a cap. J'ai toujours porté des casquettes. Yeah, Kashyyyk, thank you very much. You're totally right. Puis évidemment, ben, c'est ça, sur cette figurine-là, on l'a vu sur Endor avec les Biker Scouts. Ben, pas les Biker Scouts, mais avec the bikes. And as a kid, this scene for me was amazing. The chase in the forest and the fact that you could hit a tree, j'ai toujours capoté là-dessus, tu sais. I've always really enjoyed that scene. And for me, I think that's my favorite action figure. And the details are amazing. The backpack, the helmet, they really did a great job. He really looks like in the movie. The boots, the place to put his weapon on his knee there. And of course, the action figure would come with a special gun. Ce qui était cool aussi, c'est que cette figurine-là venait avec un arme qui était différente de toutes les autres. Là, je ne l'ai pas avec moi, mais c'est un arme pareil comme dans le film. It's a weapon that it looks exactly like in the movies, like a bulky gun. Un gun vraiment plus gros, plus épais. Fait que, ouais, j'ai toujours trippé sur cette version-là du Stormtrooper. The big variant on this one, la variante la plus connue sur cette figurine-là, c'est la variante Lily Ledy. It's the Lily Ledy version. The way you can say it's a Lily Ledy or a Kenner, it's the mouthpiece right here. You would have a white part that would go right here. And it would more look like not as big as a rectangle, but more of a square. And yeah, they really did look screen accurate. You're totally right. And they really did an amazing job on most of on all of these. You have to consider that we're in 1977 and 1981 and 1985, 83 for Return of the Jedi. So you're totally right, Jim. Ils ont vraiment fait un bon travail pour la plupart des figurines des Stormtroopers pour que ça soit le plus pareil que dans les films, le plus semblable que dans les films. Next up is our friend Lando Calrissian with the Skiff Guard disguise. Once again, that's a great figure because they took the time to create an accurate action figure that you could actually remove the helmet. I'm gonna put the helmet right here, and with his weapon, that's a regular weapon that you will find with other characters of Return of the Jedi. C'est un arme qui venait d'épée extra for the artists that they did. Donc c'est ça, c'est un arme qui venait relativement avec d'autres figurines de Return of the Jedi. Mais ce qui était vraiment cool, un peu comme pour la Leia Bausch, le fait qu'elle a un casque, the fact that he got his helmet that really looks like in the movie, and you could remove the helmet, put him back. It really looks amazing. But of course, that helmet and that weapon would end up in the vacuum when your mother would clean up after you played, so you wouldn't be able to find the helmet back. Yeah, the modern figure peg warmer, and it's sad. It's sad. It's sad for the actor. I forgot his name. D. Williams. I forgot his name. Anyway, you Lando. But the problem is if you purchase big quantities of action figures nowadays, if you purchase factory sealed cases, you end up with having like one of each of the wave, but they're gonna put 3 Lando or 2 Landos per case. So someone that purchased the wave will have the Lando, but you're always ending up with an extra Lando, and that's the problem. That's why Billy D. Williams. Thank you. I forgot the Billy. I was D. Williams, but I forgot Billy. So I'm going to say it in French. La problématique qui se ramasse avec Lando aujourd'hui, c'est que quand on achète des figurines à la caisse avec Kenner, ce qu'ils font, c'est qu'ils vont mettre la wave qui sort au complet, mais ils vont rajouter comme 2 Lando par caisse au lieu d'en mettre comme un de chaque, ou bien de mettre un autre personnage populaire. Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Peut-être que Lando il coûte moins cher à faire. Là. I don't know if because Lando costs less to produce, but there's always way too much Lando in a factory case. And well, that's my opinion. I'm not sure if that's the right reason. I mean, he's still a great figure to have. Anyway, so this is our skiff guard, Lando in disguise from Return of the Jedi. There you go. Put him back in the bubble. Voilà. OK, la prochaine figurine, c'est notre ami Niam Nob. Niam Nob. Well, not much to say about this guy, except that it was one of the figures that you could receive in a mail-away. Baseball glove helmet. Yeah, you're right. It really looks like a baseball glove that you would put on your head. You're totally right, James. So this is Niam Nub. He is Lando's co-pilot. The cool thing is that they brought him back in the last movies that Disney produced. So it was fun to have him back. And yeah, I was saying that this is a figure that you would be able to get in a mail-away. Donc c'était une des figurines qu'on pouvait avoir par la poste en collectionnant les pops, les proof of purchase. On en avait parlé. We've talked about this earlier. Yeah, Tortilla Face. Is Michael Torres around? Is it Michael that did this for the Tortilla Face? I mean, he broke the internet with that picture. Eh? He really did. Tortilla Face. And I'm pretty sure that he probably met the actor on the ICCC. And I hope that he brought some tortilla. Oh, it's Stephen Hopwood. You're totally right. It's not Michael. It's Hopwood. Yeah, you're right. And Hopwood was he on security in the last ICCC this year? I think. Anyway, so it was probably a funny moment because I'm pretty sure the actor saw that picture way before he met Hopwood. So anyway, it's a funny story. Yeah, nothing rhymes with Noga. No, not at all. And not even yoga and Yoda and soda. Yeah, so that's our friend Nyum Dum. So on pouvait l'avoir par un mail away. I did receive this guy in a mail away. I did not purchase the figure mint on card. Well, my mother did not purchase this figure mint on card because I was still a kid. I was not buying myself. Sadly, I was not rich enough. I did not start selling my body until 16. No, I'm kidding. So that's our friend Yum Nub. Up next in the list is our friend Nickto. Sadly, I don't have a Nickto today with me. I used to have plenty of Nicktos, but I'm out of Nicktos. So I'm going to show you Nickto on the back of the card, and it's this guy right here. This is Nickto number 31 on the back of this Han Solo in Carbonite. Donc, c'est... yeah, lag is bad. Seen your comment before he puts the figure up. I don't know. My girlfriend told me the same thing, that since a few weeks, the lag is really, really terrible. Yeah, so this is Nickto. Sadly, I don't have him to show you guys, so I'm going to show you just like the picture right here. Right next to Leia Bausch. This is Nickto. The big deal about Nickto is that he got the same weapon that Barada, one of the last 17, used to... Well, it doesn't used to have. He got in the mint on card action figures. Okay. You started selling your body when you met Kurt. Yeah, I know. How can you say no, man? And he pays with cheese. Or fudge. How can I say no to fudge? But hey, I have to be careful because Shannon's always watching. Okay. And Rick. Sometime moves. Okay. So, up next is our friend 8D8. 8D8. My friend 8D8 is in this little bag. Let me take him out. The cool thing about 8D8, ce qui est cool avec 8D8. Hey, Greg, take care, my friend. See you next time. Don't worry if you miss something or if we talk about you. We won't tell you. You'll have to watch it on YouTube. I'm kidding. I'm going to say it just one last time for you. Greg Marshall. Food for your body. So this is AD8. AD8, the cool thing about this guy is that they brought him back also in the Book of Boba Fett. So it was pretty fun to see him again. And this time they gave him a voice. Donc c'était... Hey Jason Davis, how are you my friend? Welcome to the Vintage Kids. So, donc c'était cool de revoir 8D8 revenir dans le Book of Boba Fett. Oui. Et ils ont mis une voix, donc c'était pour la première fois on pouvait entendre 8D8 parler. What kind of show are you with, Pete? Yeah, what are you doing, Pete? Yeah, she leans to her French. Well, Jared, the good thing about this podcast is that I try to do it in French and in English at the same time. So I try to repeat everything that I say in both languages. So if you are from the US and you don't speak French, there's a chance for you to learn French. Same thing for someone in Canada that doesn't speak English. You will be able to understand or see that I'm saying almost the same thing the best I can. Because I'm bilingual, but not 100%. Donc, c'est ça. J'essaie toujours de faire ça en français et en anglais, comme je l'ai dit plusieurs fois. Because Phil is sexy, yeah. You're right, Pete. It's mostly my voice. It's my radio voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pete Hartwell. I could be a good a wrestler presentator or something. The word of the day, I don't know. You decide. What is the word of the day? Well, it could be a French word. It could be, I don't know, something easy like caméra, because it's camera in English. The word of the day in French, caméra. So this is our friend AD8. Comme je disais, on l'a revu dans Book of Boba Fett. It was nice to see him back in Book of Boba Fett and to hear him speak. French fries, on appelle ça des frites. It's des frites. The French doesn't make any sense to us. Why is it called French fries? The only thing that we really invented over here in Quebec is la poutine. Poutine is really from Quebec, and it's really something that we invented. But the French fries, I don't know if the French from France created the French fries. I have no idea. But over here, we say des frites. Des frites. Tu veux-tu des frites? So fries are frites. Frites. Okay, so this is AD8. Great action figure because a lot of details on this robot. The legs, the face, and it was funny to see him torture a gunk in Jabba's palace. So this is AD8. Up next is Princess Leia Organa in Combat Poncho. I don't have a loose one, but I have a mint on card. So I'm going to get my mint on card right here. This is the Princess Leia in battle gear. How they call it in Combat Poncho. So this is a pretty nice action figure because once again un peu comme Lando puis un peu comme voyons Bib Fortuna ou bien même Squidhead, you would have different pieces that comes with this figure. You would have the special gun, you have the belt, you have the sort of poncho, and of course the helmet on top, and it's all removable. So the more we were going ahead in the release of the figures, the more we would get more detailed action figures. To be honest, I think that they did not a good job with her face. It doesn't really look like Carrie Fisher to me. And you would have different faces depending on which COO you would get. So if you get a Taiwan or a Hong Kong COO, the face would not be exactly the same. And same thing for the Lily Letty ones. So this is Princess Leia in combat poncho from Indoor. So that's the action figure. I'm sorry that I don't have some loose, but I trade, I sell, I buy, and sometimes I'm out of different action figures. So this is the reason why there's a few we're going to see tonight mint on card. C'est pour ça que je les ai pas toujours avec moi loose, mais je fais de mon mieux. Là, je les ai sortis ceux que j'ai mint on card. Up next is once again something that we're going to see mint on card is our friend Wicket, the first Ewok. This is our friend Wicket Warwick. And the funny thing is that they called him Wicket Warwick because of Warwick, the actor that played Wicket. And I think he was 9 or something. So, yeah, you're totally right. It came, yeah, you're right, James. It's pretty cool. The weapon is different for the Lily Letty one. So this is Wicket. Really small action figure. So they did a good job to make sure that the size of the figure would be okay. Je trouve ça cool parce qu'ils ont pris vraiment le temps de s'assurer que, bon, Wicket, c'est le plus petit des Ewoks, mais ils l'ont fait, un des plus petits. Ils l'ont fait plus petit que les autres. Special weapon that only came with this guy. And this is a French-Canadian version. As you can see, well, there's the card is not mint, but that's the French version of the... as you can see, it says... I don't know if you guys can see. La Guerre des Étoiles on the back. So, and that's an old price there. Don't mind the price. It's not for sale. Well, not tonight. Oh, your spear's broke, man. I think I think I have an extra one, Tom. I'll check for you. Maybe not tonight, but tomorrow I'll check in my stuff. I think I have a few left. So this is our friend Wicket, the Ewok, or better known as Murder Bears. It's a cool thing. I'm gonna tell you a little story about the Ewoks. When the Return of the Jedi was done, everyone was talking about the fact that there would be no more Star Wars movies. Yeah, not for sale. You're totally right. The War of the Stars. Ooh, La Guerre des Étoiles. Yeah, you're totally right. That's the way to say it. I'm sorry if I missed a few comments there. I have so many figures to go through. So I'm trying to do it. I don't want to do a part 4. But keep on doing them. I'm going to check them out as I go along. Donc, ce qui était cool, quand le Return of the Jedi a fini, on pensait pas qu'il allait avoir un autre film. Mais moi, j'avais entendu dire qu'il allait avoir un autre film des Ewoks et que ça allait s'appeler The Revenge of the Ewoks. As a kid, after Return of the Jedi, I heard a rumor that they were making a new Star Wars movie, and it would be called Revenge of the Ewoks. That, like, the Ewoks would turn bad. Betsiski word. BT6. What? What are you talking about, man? Wait. You see one of those two? Still need one of those two. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm late in the comments. I dare ask what it means. Murder bears. Yeah, they're murder bears, man. Ask Kirk. Our friend Kirk he had nightmare about these things when he was a kid. He's probably still having them. What is bit six? Sexy beast. Jared, I don't recall saying this. BT 660. I don't know. If I repeat it in French, just say, "Hey, Phil, you said it again." So I was saying that when I was a kid, I heard that a rumor that they were making a new Star Wars movie, and it was called Revenge of the Ewoks. And finally, it was half true. Back then, we did not have the internet. On n'avait pas l'internet pour checker qu'est-ce qui s'en venait. Uh, but they did two movies with the Ewoks, so it was a half true. But they did not turn bad. But it could be a great multiverse thing, like the Ewoks would turn really bad because, as you guys know, they eat people. Ils mangent le monde. On l'a vu dans Return of the Jedi, il était prêt à faire cuire Han Solo puis Luke pour les manger. So they're murder bears. So this is Mr. Warwick. Wicket. Le prochain, the next one is the Emperor. Here he is. This is our friend Ian McDiarmid. This is the Emperor, of course. This guy is everything to Star Wars. So I remember when I received that action figure as a kid, I was really happy because, like, you would receive death. And the cool thing is, if you are aware of other toy lines, you probably notice that they did an action figure back with the that look exactly like him. I have one in one of my boxes, but instead of his regular Ian McDiarmid face, Emperor face, it would be a skeleton, like Skeletor. I think it's the movie with the lady with all the snakes on the head and the guy that rides a flying horse. I don't recall the Titans, the Titans thing. And there's an action figure that looks almost like the Emperor. Clash of the Titans, exactly. You're totally right, Tom. And yes, you're totally right. This one was also available in the mail. You would receive the Emperor in this mail-away box, just like most of the other ones that we were able to get. Donc oui, l'Empereur était disponible aussi sur un mail-away. On pouvait le recevoir par la poste. I don't recall if I received... I think I've received mine by mail because I don't remember opening this one. I don't recall seeing the card back as a kid. So it was probably in the mail. Yeah, so great action figure, of course. They did I think they did a great job because he really looks like death. I think that maybe the thing that I would have liked more on this one, l'affaire que j'aurais peut-être préféré plus sur celle-là, c'est que the robe would be black. Well, when we were watching the movies back in the days, I always thought that the robe was black, his cloak or whatever. J'ai toujours pensé que quand on écoutait le film, bon, ben, c'était comme noir ce qu'il portait. But once again, I've only learned recently that is not his desk, but his chair. On the back of his chair, it's purple. Have you guys noticed this? That the fact that the chair of the Emperor is not totally black, the inside it's purple, and I've only noticed this a few years ago. I did not realize that before really recently. Donc c'est ça, une autre affaire qu'on n'avait pas vraiment remarqué, c'est que dans le film, la chaise de l'empereur, où est-ce qu'il est assis, elle est pas noire, elle est mauve. Fait que c'est quand même assez particulier. So yeah, that's the Emperor. He came with a cane. Il est venu avec sa canne, et évidemment la canne c'était seulement qu'avec l'empereur qu'on pouvait l'avoir. He came only with the cane would only be available with this action figure. Next up is our friend the BWing Pilot, and I think the BWing Pilot, I have it mint on card. Let me check. Yeah, right here. Next up is our friend the BWing Pilot. This is a great figure because it would be like a variation of the X-Wing pilot suit that you would see on Luke's figure. So pretty nice action figure. The big difference, the variance on this one is all the details on his chest. Well, not chest plate, but on the chest, depending on, you have a different COO. By the way, COO means country of origins for the ones that doesn't know. If you get a Taiwan or a Hong Kong or a no COO or a Lily Lady, would the chest plate would be different. There's a round thing, and some had in the round thing they would have like a dot, the plastic dot, and others one would not have the dots. And also the big difference would be the helmet. Would be a bit different. The thing that hold the helmet on his head there would be different. Donc c'est la grosse différence dans les variantes, c'est ça. C'était le chest plate est un peu différent et the strap on the helmet would be black or would have different colors. So that's the big difference with this action figure. So it's a pretty regular figure. You would not see. It's a bit like the Cloud pilots, the Cloud car pilots. You would not see these guys really in the movies. C'est un peu comme les Cloud car pilots. On les voyait pas vraiment dans le film, mais ils ont quand même sorti une figurine. Il fallait qu'ils en vendent. They needed to sell these figures and make money to make the next movies and create ILM. By the way, en passant, si vous n'avez pas pris le temps d'écouter la série sur Disney Plus sur ILM, allez écouter ça, c'est du bonbon. If you did not watch yet the ILM special on Disney Plus, 6 hours of magic. I mean, it's amazing to listen and watch. There's new images of the movies, of behind the scenes, the way that they did all the effects. It's amazing. It's 6 hours that worth every minute. To be honest with you, I was hoping. I thought it was like an hour and a half. And when I saw that it was 6 hours, I freaked out. And when I finished the 6 hours, I wanted more. I was hoping that it would be a 12-hour thing. Fait que ça vaut vraiment la peine. Je vous invite à aller voir ça. C'est excellent. It's amazing. Next up is our friend Klaatu in Skiff Guard outfit. Let me see. I do have this guy over here. Not here. Do I have this guy? I think I don't have him. Oh, I have it mint on cart. Just a second. I think he's right here. This is not the one. This is not the one. Okay, it's right here. So next up, it's a different version of our friend Klaatu that we saw last week. So I'm sorry, this one is graded and there's still the AFA plastic on it, so you won't be able to see him very well. Donc il y a encore le plastique de AFA parce que là il est gradé. So this is a different version of the figure that we saw last week with this little skirt. This is the version when he is on the skiff, when they bring Solo to throw him in the pit. Donc c'est la version quand il est sur le skiff, quand on amène Luke pour le pitcher dans le sarlac. Hey Paul! J'ai arrêté pour écouter. Tu vois, gars, j'étais en train de l'écouter. T'étais pas en train d'écouter Star Wars, mon cochon. C'est bien mieux de l'écouter, moi, là. Moi, je vais te dire, ça, c'est bien plus. 6 heures, le titre, s'il vous plaît, encore. C'est Industrial Light and Magic Documentary. I don't know the exact name. But it's amazing. 6 hours. 6 heures de vraiment, mais vraiment, vraiment. Oh, ok, t'étais en train d'écouter l'affaire de ILM. Je comprends ce que tu veux dire. Is that full-size skirt in Stormtrooper? Yes, you're totally right. Well, I'll show you later on. I made a mold of, I purchased a mold of Kirk's body, and I created my own Stormtrooper. So I feel a bit better at night. Anyway, that's another story. Light and Magic. Totally right, Tom. That's the exact name of this 6-hour documentary, and it's amazing. Actually, is in the suit. Wait, I'm gonna. No, it's not there. Okay. So, this is, like I said, comme je vous disais, c'est la version de Klaatu qui est sur le skiff. I don't know why they did the same. Merci, Paul. Thanks, Paul, for the link. So, my friend Paul just wrote down the link. Thank you very much. That's exactly it. That's the documentary I was talking about. I don't know why they did two action figures of Klaatu. Once again, were they trying to do their best to sell as many action figures as they could? Probably. But if I would be Kenner, I would have chosen the other action figures, other characters that we could bring into figures. Anyway, so that is the Klaatu version on Skiff. There's not much to say about this guy. I mean, he's really same head, different body. Hasbro is doing the same thing. It's almost a kind of a paint job that they did over there. Okay, next up, le prochain, c'est Han Solo en trench coat. And once again, I don't have this one loose. So, I'm sorry, but I'm going to show you this guy mint on card. Désolé, je ne l'ai pas lousse, mais au moins vous allez pouvoir le voir. Mint on card. Yeah, exactly. Like Tarkin. They did not create any action figure of Tarkin. Why not? Anyway. Donc, il s'agit de notre ami Han Solo sur Andor, qui est avec le trench coat. La différence, la variante qu'on retrouve, c'est directement sur ce qu'il porte. Ici, à l'intérieur, sur le côté, il y avait deux versions différentes. Une qu'il y avait justement le genre de camouflage de forêt, là. Puis un autre que c'était pas de camouflage, un peu l'intérieur qui était replié sur lui. So what I was saying is that there are two versions of this guy. The variant is that the camo, they say camo, yeah, in English, is not exactly the same. This one got the full camo part inside. And there's the other one that doesn't have it. So there's like two versions of this guy. The figure looks pretty good. I think it's one of the best Harrison Ford figure. The face that they did a great job on this guy. He looks like someone that would work in a garage, mais c'est correct. He did a good job. Lapel, yeah, lapel. I don't know how to pronounce it. Donc, l'appel, because in French, l'appel is a shovel. Va chercher l'appel. Go get the shovel. See, that should be the word of the day. L'appel, or l'appel. L'appel in French is a shovel. C'est une pelle. So, ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day. L'appel, the shovel. It is missing on... yeah, it's French for sure. L'appel. I don't know. I don't know what word would actually be linked to this thing. Yeah, l'appel, exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that's a pretty cool figure. A bit like the other one, like I was saying for the Leia. Le pelle. Pelle is you don't have like féminin, masculin. You don't have any gender in English except for she and he. But in French, every word has a gender. So a shovel is not male. It's féminin. How do you say it in French? In English, feminine. So anyway, it's l'appel. Yeah, it's a collar. Yeah, collar. Yeah, but what did they use the word lapel? I don't know. Anyway, we always learn stuff every day, and that's a good example. But we're all going to go to sleep tonight, and we're going to go saying to ourselves, why does they call it lapel? Dave Lapel? No, Dave Chappelle. That's not the same thing. It's pronounced feminine. Yeah, probably. That's right. That's all about learning French 1. Yeah, see? You learn lapel or you learn the fact that every word got a lane. A gender. Anyway, so this is our friend Han Solo. Okay, there you go. I'm going to move on because we've been talking for an hour already. So, okay, next up is Mr. Tebow. And Tebow, I have him mint on card also because I don't have one loose. Let me get Tebow right here. Tebow is another murder bear. Tebow, c'est un autre Ewok. C'est un autre tueur, un ours tueur. A murder bear in French is ours tueur ou ourson tueur. This one is pretty nice. The color is different. He looks pretty much... comment qu'on l'appelle? Ouh, Paul, c'est bon ça, c'est bon ça. Le or la. You're totally right, Jared. He or she is le or la. Yeah, le is he and la is a she. So this is Tebow, and this is a French-Canadian version. This one is not really hard to find as a Canadian version. If you are looking to get a French-Canadian version in your collection, this one is pretty easy to find and is not really expensive. And the cool thing is that the bubble is most of the time pretty clear, stays pretty clear. So they did a great job because he really looks like he does in the movie. So this is Tebow. He looks amazing. It's a pretty nice murder bear. Donc c'est pas mal cool. C'est une version canadienne, française, qu'on peut voir en haut ici, qui est marquée en français et en anglais. Et encore une fois, derrière, il est marqué La Guerre des Étoiles, The War of the Stars. Et c'est une qui est relativement facile à trouver sur le marché. Ils en ont fait plusieurs, j'imagine, où il n'était pas populaire pantoute. It's pretty easy to find because perhaps it was not as popular as other, or they did way too much of this action figure. Up next is our friend Prune Face. And Prune Face, he is pretty nice. He got a special gun. I don't have the special gun with him tonight. I'm going to take his robe off, or is it robe or whatever? His cloak. Prune Face is a particular figure, like I was saying earlier. They did action figures of different characters that we were wondering why they did them. Donc, c'est une figurine qui est assez particulière parce qu'encore une fois, c'est comme une figurine qu'on se demande, mais pourquoi ils ont fait une figurine de ce bonhomme-là? We see Prune Face, well, we see his race, his kind, like twice in Return of the Jedi. Once when they are having the meeting with Akbar and Meedeen and the lady there that we're going to see in Endor. Muthma. Sorry, I think I'm sick. Donc, yeah, I think Tebow, I like Tebow. I think he was the first murder bear I bought. Oh, yeah, because he's pretty nice. They did a great job. So we saw Prune Face in this meeting room, and we saw him afterwards. And if you guys don't know, perhaps I'm gonna learn you something. On voit Prune Face dans la réunion qu'ils ont avec Mon Mothma, puis Meedeen, puis Akbar. Mais aussi, on le voit lorsque Han Solo parle avec Lando, lorsque Han Solo accepte de prêter le faucon à Lando. We see Prune Face get inside a ship on the back. I think he gets in... Is it on the Falcon? No, it's not on the Falcon. I think it's on the... it's on another ship. Behind Han Solo, we see two characters that looks exactly like Prune Face. So once again, they did a character of this guy. I did a figure of this guy. Why? I don't know. Once again, to sell as much figures that they would be able to. The big thing about this guy is that it would come with a special gun. The gun will look more like a rifle that you would have with a G.I. Joe action figure. Le gun qui venait avec lui ressemblait plus à une carabine qui venait avec une figurine de G.I. Joe qu'avec une figurine de Star Wars. Okay, let's move on. Up next is a ATST driver. This one I don't have loose. I have mint on card again. Sorry, this one is also graded, so there's the plastic. Désolé, lui est gradé, il y a encore son plastique. Donc, c'est notre ami qui conduit finalement le ATST et non pas le AT-AT. This is the driver, the character that drives the ATST on Hendor, and we also, well, we don't see them on Empire Strikes Back. But if you guys, perhaps I'm gonna learn you something. The first time that we see a ATST is not in Return of the Jedi, but it's on Hoth. There's a few walking next to the AT-AT on Hoth. Donc, la première fois qu'on voit des ATST dans Star Wars, ce n'est pas dans Return of the Jedi, mais c'est dans l'Empire contre-attaque. Lorsque c'est l'attaque sur Hoth, à côté des AT-AT, on voit des petits ATST marcher qui est dessus. Now showing of graded mocks. Yeah, well, like I said, I don't have all. Usually, I have most of the nine. Well, not the last 17. But I have most of the figures always available in my big box of vintage figures. But I realized that I'm missing a few, but I had them on cards, so I used the cards to show you guys. Okay, up next. Not much to say about this action figure. No, he looks like the AT-AT Commander. It's like almost the same action figure as the AT-AT Commander that we saw in Empire Strikes Back. Prochaine figurine, The Rancor Keeper. Et le Rancor Keeper, si je me souviens bien, je l'ai amené aussi mint on card. I'm sorry about that. I brought it in mint on card because the other one that I have doesn't have his thing on his head. So that's the dude. He actually looks like me. Well, I've got a little bit more hair, but here he is with his little thing on his head. He would come with a special weapon. I'm sorry, we don't really see. There's a flare. Anyway, so there's the weapon that would come. It looks like the weapon of the Tusken Raiders, but a bit different. So that's the guy that takes care of the Rancor. He's a fatty. He probably loves Wisconsin's cheese because this is what I look like now that Kirk sends me a lot of cheese. He also looks like a bit like the action figure, the Gamorrean Guard, a bit. But this is the guy that takes care of the Rancor. They did something cool by bringing a new one in Book of Boba Fett, and they used I forgot, machete guy. It was a great idea, but anyway, so we learned that we understand now the reason why this guy started crying because he lost his friend or he lost his pet in Return of the Jedi. So Luke is a killer. Okay, he kills so many people on the first Death Star. Can you realize he's a mass murderer? So we were talking about Murder Bear, but think about Luke. Nightmares. Okay. Prochain épisode. Pas prochain épisode. Prochain. I said next episode, but not next episode. Next action figure is Lumat. Do I have a Lumat? Yes, I do. This is a Lumat. Sorry, once again, he is graded, so I don't have him loose. Donc, ça, c'est Lumat. Yeah, Danny Trejo. They say Trejo, I think. So this is Lumat, another Murder Bear. They did, once again, they really did a great job with the Murder Bears. A bit like the Stormtroopers. Ils ont fait quand même un bon travail avec les Ewoks, parce qu'un peu comme les Stormtroopers, les personnages ressemblent vraiment à ce qu'ils ressemblaient dans le film. Puis on le voit à côté ici. They did a really good job. So this is Lumat. Difference with this one, you got a little bag with little arrows or something that he wears. Trejo! Oh! We should use them as tomorrow we would say, Danny! I'm going to say, Trejo! Trejo in French, c'est très haut. So it means very high. That's funny, man. Trejo, très haut, in French means very high. So Danny, very high. Ooh, that might explains a lot of stuff. Danny, very high. Wow. See, we learn stuff every day on the Vintage Kids. Danny very high. I'm sorry, I'm just losing it right now. Everyone survived in Spaceball 1, so maybe everyone survived on the Death Star. Yeah, très haut. Exactly, Jim. Très haut. So, très haut. So, it's very high. So, Danny, very high. Okay, sorry about that. Next up is our friend Pablo. Pablo, I don't have him. Not even mint on card. So I'm going to show you Pablo on the back of this last 17. So, where is he? Where are you, my friend? There's one. Wait a minute. Did they forgot to put him there? Oh no, there he is. He is next to Amanaman. So this is, I'm sorry I don't have the figure with me, but this guy is Pablo. So that's the other murder bear. This is Pablo. I used to have one mint on card. Sometimes I manage to get a one loose, but I don't have one loose right now. So he would usually come on the 79 back Return of the Jedi action figure, and I think that they brought him back with the 92 backs, but I'm not sure. So this is Pablo. I'm sorry, the picture is not very good. So this is Pablo. Okay, up next is Luke Skywalker in Battle Poncho. Yeah, so we're going into the last 17 set. So we're almost done. The last 17s, I'm sorry, but I don't have them all. I know that our friend Rick got a few lines of them in his basement, and even Kirk, but I do not have them. So I'm going to show you guys most of the figures using the card back. I'm sorry about that. So this is our friend Luke Skywalker in Poncho from Endor. Et they call him in Battle Poncho. Donc c'est Luke Last 17 qui vient avec le poncho lorsqu'il conduit le bike sur Endor. Et un peu comme la princesse Leia, a bit like a Princess Leia. There's a belt, there's the poncho, there's the helmet. The difference is that the helmet would not be removable. La différence, c'est que le casque que Luke porte sur cette figurine-là, on ne peut pas l'enlever. So, yeah. Oh, you need bows, Jim. Lumat bows. Maybe I have some. So I'm going to look tomorrow for in my boxes. Donc, c'est Luke, notre ami Luke Skywalker. C'est la dernière figurine. It's the last figure that they did of Luke in 1985. Donc, ensuite de ça, nous avons la version de R2D2. It's R2D2 with pop-up lightsaber. So that's the last version that they did with R2D2. I have a card back of the pop-up, but it's not here. It's on a frame, and I did not take it off the wall. So I do have a card back with the pop-up. So where is R2D2? There he is. So this is R2D2 pop-up. The cool thing about the pop-up version is that just like in the scene in the Jabba's Palace, you would be able to put a lightsaber inside the head of R2D2. And when you would click the head, it would come out. So you would be able to see the handle sortir. It would come out. Donc, c'est la version qui est pas mal cool de R2D2 avec le pop-up lightsaber. En tournant la tête, le sable laser vert de Luke allait sortir. Et c'est une version qui est de R2 qui est relativement difficile à trouver. It's a hard one to get. By the way, on the last 17, they came out with this Power of the Force line or wave, and you would get the coin on most, on all the Power of the Force wave that came out. So you would get the figure and you would get the coin. And of course, like I've already explained in another The Vintage Kids episode, they would do this for, I think they were trying to bring back the the love or to bring up the sales. Donc, je pense qu'ils ont rajouté les coins, les scènes qu'ils donnaient avec les figurines pour essayer de repartir un peu les ventes parce que en 1985, il n'y avait plus de Star Wars. In 1985, there were no more Star Wars movies. So the hype was pretty gone. So, yeah. Next up is our friend Rumba. And Rumba, I do have him graded. So this is Rumba. This is Rumba, another murder bear. They did once again an amazing job. They did a great job. And over here you can see a coin that would come with the action figure. So this is a Rumba graded 85. Yeah, CAS 85. Pretty amazing action figure. The bubble is pretty clear, and on the back you would be able to collect. They would sell the new coins, well, promote, not sell, and you would see all the 92 action figures that we went through with in the last 3 weeks. So this is Rumba. Next up, this page is gone. Amanaman. So Amanaman is an amazing action figure. It's a character that we see in the let me see, it's right here. That's Amanaman. I'm gonna try to take the light. Can I take the light out? Just a second. Glow. Take the glow out. Okay, there you go. Donc ici nous avons Amanaman. This guy was a huge character. And when I say huge, I mean big character. Not like Trump huge, but it's huge. This guy would be so tall, he would be hooked on the wall. When you watch the behind the scenes of Return of the Jedi, you see that this figure is actually hooked on the wall. So he would not fall all over the place. Donc, c'était pas mal cool. That's a great figure. Cette figurine-là venait avec un staff, avec un bâton, avec des têtes de mort dessus. This guy would come with a staff with skulls on the staff. So it's a pretty for kids. Yeah, for kids. So it was something that I think it was the first time it would actually sell a figure or toy with a skull in the Star Wars universe. We saw Luke throw a skull on the wall to kill the Rancor. On a vu Luke prendre une tête de mort puis la pitcher, mais au niveau des jouets, je pense que c'était la première fois qu'on voyait une tête de mort qui était qui vendait pour ça. Prochaine figurine, c'est Rumba. Donc, pas Rumba, qu'est-ce que je dis là? Not Rumba. Voyons. Barada. Sorry. So this is Barada, and he's right here next to General Lando. So this is Barada. Barada would have a special staff, the same that came with Nickto, like I was saying earlier. The thing with Barada is that for me, it's like the first figure that started to look like the figures that they would do in 1987, like the E-Man line of Star Wars action figures with this Russian Olympic gymnast Princess Leia full of steroids. So Barada was like a big, huge guy, but still a great figure. If you want to see a better picture of him, I use one of the pictures of Barada to put my face, like I do every week for the Vintage Kids. So if you go back, you'll be able to see Barada close up with my face on, which is pretty scary. So yeah, that's Barada. Next up is the Imperial Gunner. So this is the guy. So that's the Imperial Gunner. The figure would be right here, you see, but it's not. Donc, la prochaine, c'est le Imperial Gunner. Le Imperial Gunner, ce qui est de particulier, c'est qu'on l'a vu la première fois dans A New Hope. So the first time that we saw the Imperial Gunner was on A New Hope. So it's pretty interesting that they released a figure Klaatu, Nickto, Barada, using the same, probably the same. You sold your Barada AFA. Yes, I did. Yeah, a long time ago, man. I did sold the. I used to have a loose one, Barada AFA. Yeah, you're totally right. So it was interesting to see that they would do action figures from A New Hope, and they would not only take out some Return of the Jedi action figures with the power of the Force. Donc c'est intéressant de voir qu'ils ont continué à faire des figurines même à des premiers films. Ben on les voit aussi dans Return of the Jedi parce qu'il y a un autre Death Star. It's true that we see them in Return of the Jedi because there are other Death Star, but the first time that we were introduced, la première fois qu'on a vu cette figurine-là, c'est dans A New Hope. La figurine est assez particulière. Elle est pas mal cool. Encore une fois, c'est un peu comme un Stormtrooper. He's kind of a Stormtrooper wearing a different helmet. The big thing with this guy is the emblems on his shoulders and on his helmet. He's a pretty valuable figure to find. He's not easy to purchase. Can we see him? Yeah, we can see him right here. I'm sorry about my camera's not doing a very good job, but that's the guy. He's pretty flou. Il est pas mal flou. He's not on focus. He looks like a black thing. Anyway, so that's the guy. This is a Imperial, our friend Imperial Gunner. Up next is, I have the card back right here, is our friend Han Solo in Carbonite. So you would get the Carbonite block and you would get the action figure right there. So this is Han Solo in Carbonite. And I also use this guy for the Vintage Kids Photoshop picture that I use with my face. So the action figure that you see on the Facebook event or whatever, to promote this episode of the Vintage Kids, I use a picture of Han Solo, not in Carbonite, but the figure that would come with the block. And the cool thing is that I think you would be able to put the action figure behind the Carbonite block. This was not the first time that they would release Han Solo in Carbonite. C'était pas la première fois qu'il sortait Han Solo avec la carbonite, parce qu'on pouvait l'avoir également sur Slave One. You would also get a version of this Carbonite block with Slave One when with the Empire Strikes Back line. Donc, c'est Han Solo en carbonite. Ensuite, oh, c'est vrai, c'était pas la dernière figurine de Luke. It was not the last figure that they did with Luke, because there's also this guy. So this is what they did. They did a version of Luke, and sorry, this is not a real one. This is a custom Han Solo Stormtrooper. So, and I say thank you to my friend Francois. I don't think he's listening tonight, but he's the one that managed to get me one. So imagine that this is Luke. It's the same thing, but with a Luke head. But this is a Han Solo head. This is a custom-made action figure. This is not the real deal, but it would come with this helmet, and you would be able to put the helmet on Luke, and of course it would come with a blaster, and that blaster, it's a black blaster, and it's hard to find, and it's very valuable, and I totally understand why people are saying sometime, well, I don't have the money to purchase that $300 Canadian blaster. So anyway, this is a version of Han Solo in Stormtrooper disguise. Up next is our friend Anakin Skywalker. So Anakin Skywalker is one of the less loved action figure, in fact, because the thing that they were saying back then and still today is that they started to do less of a good job on the figures. Like, he's really stiff, but still looks like Sebastian Shaw, that played Obi-Wan when Luke removes Vader's helmet. And let me see. Okay, sorry about that. So they did a great job. This one was available in a mail away. Donc c'était la version une version qui était évidemment disponible sur le mail away. Il y a beaucoup de monde qui trouvait que ça commençait à faire dur un peu comme figurine. C'est une des figurines que les gens aiment le moins parce qu'ils trouvent qu'elle est très très de base, très basic. Mais bon, ça ressemble quand même à Sebastian Shaw qui a joué la version de Han Solo lorsque Luke enlève le casque de Vader. It's one of the easiest figure to find as a last 17. I think I have like 5 of this guy right now. I have one graded and I received like 3 or 2 different one lately. But it's last 17, so they're pretty cool. I'm in love with the last 17. Sorry about that. Sorry, wallet. Okay, so next up is EV9D9. Le prochain, c'est EV9D9. Et EV9D9, malheureusement, je ne l'ai pas. I don't have him. This guy right here. And it's funny because this guy would always have a problem with one of his leg. And even on the picture that Kenner uses over here, you can see that there's one leg that's going like inside. They're not straight. And the other big problem with this action figure is that a lot of arms would fall off. Sorry, wallet. Yeah. So that's a cool action figure. They released one in 1997, and it almost looked like exactly like this one. Ils en ont sorti un en 1997 et la version qu'ils ont sortie en 1997 était vraiment presque identique à celle-là. Évidemment, c'est ça, le problème, c'est la jambe était toujours comme pliée par en dedans. Et également, on a souvent les bras qui cassaient. C'était un des problèmes qu'on retrouvait avec cette figurine-là. It was nice to see him back. I think they brought him back in the Book of Boba Fett, and they made like a little wink because he loses one of his arm. So, if I recall correctly. Anyway. Next up is Warwick. I don't have a Warwick available right now. Not even mint on card. So Warwick is the last Ewok that came out. This is Warwick next to Han Solo right here. So that's a nice Warhawk. Anyway. Next up is Lando Calrissian General Pilot. Oh, sorry about that. I have one. But sadly, I don't have the cape. But I'm gonna put him up right here. Oh, I'm gonna use a stand because he's gonna fall. Let me get a stand. There he is. I think that they did a great job once again with this action figure. It looks amazing. Looks exactly like in the movie. And sadly, I don't have the cape, but the cape would not be a vinyl cape. Donc la cape était en tissu. It would be not a tissue, but it's a fabric cape. Yes, voiced by Mark Hamill in The Mandalorian. You're totally right. Because he's now, he's in the cantina. He's not losing his arm. I don't remember. Is he not back in Jabba's palace when Boba and Fennec goes down in the kitchen? I don't remember. Anyway, so this is a pretty awesome Lando Calrissian action figure with, sadly, don't have the cape, would come with a gun, and he is pretty nice. It's a pretty cool figure with the place to put his gun on his chest right there. Yeah, it was on the cantina. You're totally right. After Mr. Lando, après notre ami Lando, on s'en va à BWing Pilot. This is the same action figure. Sadly, I only have the card back. So it's a BWing Pilot. The big difference with this guy is that he is almost like the BWing Pilot, but he's wearing green. So that's the BWing Pilot. Yeah, funny Grievous looking cook droid. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, it was like a wing to the Grievous four arms with lightsaber. Donc, la différence entre le A-Wing et le B-Wing, c'est que dans le fond, il y en a un qui est vert puis il y en a un qui est rouge. He would come also with this coin, with the figure, and of course a picture of him driving the A-Wing. That's B-Wing, sorry. This is the B-Wing, not the A-Wing. And he was also available with the, I think, was he available with the droid wave that came out with, there was a Boba Fett with the R2, but they're not part of the 92, so. Yeah, A-Wing is pretty tough to find, and there's always a problem with his nose. It would get some nose rub, so it's pretty hard to find one that is in a good condition. Okay. Hey, we're almost done, my friends. Il en reste juste deux. There's only two left. So only two left. The two lefts, I don't have them. I don't have the card back, sadly. The first one is the Imperial Dignitary. Donc, c'est l'ami de l'Empereur, one of the Emperor's friend that we would see in Return of the Jedi when the Vader would show up. I'm sorry, I'm not able to get that camera to focus. Focus. Can you do it? Come on. Come on. Come on, do it. Do it. Anyway, it's the guy right there. Come on, you can do it. So, it's the purple guy that would be with the Emperor. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to get him on focus. Let's try on another card. Perhaps this one? Yes, there he is. So this guy right here wearing this kind of purple thingy. So that's the Imperial Dignitary. That's a pretty easy last 17 to find. They did a lot of this guy. It was not popular. He looked like Anakin. So, pretty stiff, pretty bulky. Donc, c'est une figurine qui est assez facile à trouver au niveau des Last 17. Et puis, c'est ça. Mais quand même, ils sont pas donnés. Ils sont quand même assez chers. And the last one. And this last one is not even officially on the cards. I just realized that. So he's not really a 92, but it's Yak Face. I don't have. There's no pictures of Yak Face because he was only available in Canada, in Europe. So I don't have a picture of Yak Face. I'm gonna put my camera back right there so you guys can see me. Hi, I'm back. I'm gonna put. See, Kirk is right there. Kirk is always with me. So yeah, I was saying that Yak Face was available only in Canada, and it's a pretty hard to find action figure. But there's some available, but they're crazy prices. And sadly, there's a company that produce repro of this figure, so be aware. Make sure that if you purchase one, you are purchasing, if you want an original one, make sure that you're not being scammed by your seller, because this action figure is pretty rare and is very hard to find. I think you can find some mint on card, but they're hard to get. They're hard to find. Guys, we're done. We did it. We went through all the 92 action figures that were released during the 1978 through 1985 time, which is most of us our youth, our childhood. Donc on a passé à travers toutes les figurines qui sont sorties entre 1977 et 1985. Ce qui représente pour la majorité d'entre nous notre jeunesse, notre childhood. Yeah, not cheap. You're totally right, not cheap. Anything you can do to tell the difference? It's a good question, my friend. This is why you really have to be aware of the figure that you're purchasing when you're purchasing a vehicles and playset next. That could be fun, but I don't have many of these. Uh, what I want to do, Matt, you're totally right. We could do this, but now I'm only using like one camera and it's live right on Facebook. But like I was saying a few weeks ago, I want to use something that I will be able to use two cameras as I do when I make a live sale. And using that thing, I'm able also to show you guys pictures from my computer. So it could be fun to do all the vehicles and playsets. You're totally right. That's an amazing idea. But I'm going to have to make sure that I'm not only using this camera. So we're at episode 13. I'm not done doing this. I'm having a lot of fun spending time with you guys doing this and putting this on YouTube. Like I've always said, I'm not doing this for the likes and all for the views. I'm doing this for fun. Donc, notre ami Matt a l'idée de faire maintenant les véhicules et les playsets. Je dis que c'est une très bonne idée, mais bon, il faudrait que j'utilise un autre petit logiciel pour que je puisse vous montrer des photos qui seraient directement sur mon ordinateur parce que je n'ai pas les playsets au complet. I collect more the action figures than the playsets. That was fun. Always I get collecting juices flowing in the figures. Yeah, yeah. And that's the reason why we're doing this. This is, I mean, we're having our little hour and a half every week. We can talk, we can chat, we can. I mean, what else can? And it's fucking free. I mean, it's funny because nowadays people are always saying like, oh, everything costs so much. No, it doesn't cost so much. You can find things that you really enjoy and it's fucking free. I understand that you have to pay for your internet, but I mean, I'm not asking money for this. I'm having fun. And so there are things in life that are free. You only have to find them. And when you find them, you hold down to them and you enjoy it. Anyway. Donc, ce que je disais, c'est que c'est toujours le fun de faire ça parce que y a des affaires, le monde dit les affaires coûtent tellement trop cher maintenant, mais c'est pas vrai. Il y a des affaires que c'est gratuit comme ça. On fait ça toutes les semaines, on s'amuse, on a du fun, puis on charge pas d'argent, tu sais, à part pour payer pour votre connexion Internet, that's it. So, guys, this was episode 13 of the Vintage Kids, a Yoda's Workshop podcast. So, thank you very much. Merci d'avoir été là ce soir encore. Merci d'avoir écouté peut-être même sur YouTube. Gênez-vous pas si vous avez des questions, si vous voulez avoir des idées de sujets comme Matt nous a donné une très bonne idée. If you have any question, if you have any suggestions, just like Matt did, go ahead. I'll take everything and I'll read everything. If you have any questions, write me PM, write me something on Yoda's workshop page. And by the way, go check it out. There's a friend of mine that got injured recently and he's not working. So he started to sell his Star Wars collection. And I know that he's doing it with a big tears, with major tears coming out of his eyes. Donc, on a notre ami Martin qui s'est blessé puis qui a commencé à vendre sa collection de Star Wars contre son gré pour essayer d'aller chercher un peu d'argent parce qu'il ne travaille plus. Donc, allez jeter un coup d'œil sur la page Yoda's Workshop. Martin a mis plusieurs figurines à vendre. Moi, j'ai déjà commencé même à y en mettre de côté pour aller l'aider. So, if you want to help a friend on Yoda's Workshop, this guy got hurt. He's not working anymore. He has to pay bills, and sadly, he's starting to sell his Star Wars collection. So there's many figures available. It's not vintage; it's modern. So Kirk, don't waste your time because you don't do modern. But so if you want to help out a friend of ours that is on our group, go ahead. His name is Martin. He's a great guy, a great friend of mine. So that's it. Donc, merci. Thank you very much once again. It's always fun to have you around every week. Like I always say, be good, be safe, be wild, be you. Thank you, guys. Merci. Tu vois Martin demain? Bon, ben, parfait, François. Good. Il a mis plein de photos. Là. Il a mis, je pense, 240 photos sur Yoda's Workshop. Tu vas checker ça. There's 244 pictures of what he's selling. My friend Martin. So go check it out. Thank you very much. Take care. See you tomorrow for our MMC friends.